Okay, back on this 4.3 V6, I'm trying to establish top dead center. And so what I've done is I've taken the this socket extension here and put it into cylinder number 4. Number 4 and 1 are sister cylinders. They're both coming up the top dead center at the same time. One's on a compression stroke, one's on an exhaust stroke, but it doesn't matter. You can set the, you can check your timing mark on either 1 or 4. And I use 4 because it's easier to access and more convenient. So I put this in the spark plug hole number 4, turned it so that the flat was down. The flat back here was down, and also I put it in as far as it go to hit this fillet right here. And as I held it in and rotated the engine, I rotated the engine as far as I could clockwise, and it hit a stop and it wouldn't move anymore. And I stopped, and then I rotated it back the other way counterclockwise as far as it go, and it stopped again. So at each mark, at each stop, I made a mark on the, you see a little, there's a mark right there, there's another mark right down right here. So it's got 2 marks now. And so halfway between those marks will be where my new top dead center mark will be on this balancer. So what I'm gonna do is take a piece of tape and put it on there, make marks on the tape, that's how far it is, take the tape off, measure it, find the halfway point, put the tape back on, and wherever that mark falls will be my new top dead center mark on my balancer. The pointer stays the same. Since the pointer can't move, and I wanted this to be 0, you need to move the mark on here, not on here. So that's what I'm about to do. So let me go ahead and put the tape on there, and I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, like I said, I put this tape on the balancer, and I made a mark here on the tape where one of the tick marks was, and then I put another mark on the tape where the other tick mark was. Unfortunately, when I pulled the tape off, it tore at my mark, but it still left me a line to get enough to work from. So I've just measured this. It's 3 point, let's see, it's my caliper. It is 3.650 inches long. So half of that, let me set it right here. So that I'll put a mark here halfway between these two, and that'll be the new mark for the balancer. So let me go ahead and mark the tape, and I'll put it back on and then make the final mark. Okay, I made a mark on the tape. It was 1.825 inches from here and there, halfway between. It is, I checked, it's the same distance from here to there. It is from there to there, 1.825 inches. Now I'll put the tape back on the balancer, transfer this mark to the balancer, and that'll be my new top dead center reference line. You'll see in the cycle that it's actually pretty good ways off. It's amazing I was able to get it to run trying to time it with the old mark. Okay, I've now transferred the mark from the tape over to the balancer right there where my thumb's at, and you can see that's going to be my new top dead center mark. Look how far off it was from the one I was timing with over here. That's incredible how far it was off. So let me pull this tape off. I'm going to mark that. I'm going to probably use a Dremel tool, cut me a new groove in this thing, and then put a groove through, a scratch groove through here to mark that it's no longer the right one. And then this will be my new timing groove, and I'll have to put white paint on it so I can see it. But that's the new timing mark relative to top dead center. All right, so this, let me pull this off. But the basic lesson here is that I have a new quality control check. When I'm building motors, I will put my balancer back on before I put the heads on, and double check top dead center is correct on the balancer and the engine. Engine mark, just to make sure that I don't have the wrong balancer or whatever for this particular engine. I could have messed them up, but this balancer stayed in the box with the rest of this customer's parts. I don't know if it was the wrong balancer to begin with, and it didn't run when I got it. So I have no idea if I mix it up, but I usually, like I say, I keep all the parts combined together in a tub, and so I'm not saying I couldn't have mixed it up, but I believe this balancer may have been swapped for a wrong balancer when I received it. Which now leaves the question, is this the right balance for this engine? But it's together. Seems to be running okay. Once I get the timer set, we'll see how well it runs again, and then it's going back in the boat. So I think I fixed the problem. Again, it's that far off. Wow, way off. That makes me wonder if my method, I'm going to double check my method to make sure I'm right on this, because it's a little scary. Okay, so I used the Dremel tool to cut me a new timing mark there. And the old timing mark right there, I put X's to it, so it indicates it's not used any longer. You can see how far off they were. That makes a huge difference. I could not get it to run. So you can see if it rotates clockwise, it's rotating clockwise this way. So this mark came before that one. So if you're timing it based on that mark, you're way early. So this mark was way advanced compared to the mark that I just made. That's why it wasn't running. I couldn't get it to, I can set it to idle with, or set it with a set timing, but at that point it's like, I don't know, what is that, 30 degrees advanced compared. So it's, I was setting the timing to idle, let's see, -2, but it's about 28 degrees advanced instead of -2. I was trying to set it for -2, and I was at 28 degrees advanced at idle, cranking. It's amazing it ran at all. So, or it didn't run very good when I did get it set timing right, when I set the timing correctly. So hopefully now that I've got it set right, I can time it and it'll run a whole lot better. Let's go ahead and find out.